Hey guys, what's up? Jimmy here. Welcome to the first ever Lots of Games show. This is episode 1. I'm so excited. I'm planning on doing episodes every Friday. We'll see how they do. If they do well, this Friday today and also next week. And if you guys like these episodes, I'm going to continue to make them. Let me tell you guys what's going to happen in this first episode of the Lots of Games show. I'm going to be opening up a mystery package. I'm also going to be doing an unboxing video. I'm going to be doing first impressions for 2 games, Tales of Graces and Ninja Gaiden 3. I'm also going to be doing a review for Resident Evil Operation Raccoon City. In addition, I'm going to be talking about my retro game of the week, which is Super Ghouls and Ghosts. And this is a new format. Definitely let me know your thoughts on the new format. If there's a particular segment that you're interested in, all the times of each segment for this show is in the video description below. So let's get started with opening up the mystery package. So the mystery package I'm about to open up for you guys is a game, a collector's edition that had been sold out everywhere. And I was able to score one. A lot of you guys sent me messages, told me that I needed to check out Amazon to pick one up. So I did, and here it is. So thank you guys so much for your support. I was able to score myself a copy. Let's open it up. Here. And that is for the collector's edition for Mass Effect 3. And this was in a really flimsy envelope, but luckily none of the corners are messed up, except this one's a little bit bent, but overall it's in pretty good condition. So how about let's unbox this one. Okay, so there is the front, side, top, nothing on the bottom, and there is the back. Goes over what we're going to be looking at right now. Really hoping that this doesn't tear at all. It's got this piece of tape / label on it. Okay. Well, let's see what to look at first. Well, let's look at this first. See what's in that. That's kind of cool. Some nice art there. Commander Shepard helping the Earth survive or saving it from total destruction. You know what? I actually do have a Mass Effect comic book that came with the Xbox magazine that my boss got me, and then this is a different one. Mass Effect Invasion. It's kind of cool. Let's have a look here. Comic book by Mac Walters. Very nice. It's really nice. Let's see what else we got here. We've got the Alliance Normandy. Looks like a postcard. Okay, let's see what else we got here. Looks like an art book. Anything else? Wait, hold on. Before we get to the art book, looks like we got here a patch, Velcro patch, very cool. Let's check out this art book, The Art of Mass Effect 3. There's the back, show you some of the art. Concept art there, very cool. Where are the weapons? Oh, I guess I must have... Oh, that's really nice. Oh, it's a really nice art book. Okay, now for the game. Got this really nice case with the male shepherd and the female shepherd. Open that up real quick. And you've got disc 1 and disc 2. Well, disc swapping there. And actually, let me take these out real quick. Looks like there's some nice art inside. Oh, that's really nice. Oh, that's great. And then there is a Xbox Live 2-month gold pass. Sweet. So guys, there is the collector's edition for Mass Effect 3. I finally have all 3 collector's edition for this series, and I'm really excited to play through this one. So the 2 games that I'm going to be doing first impressions for is Tales of Graces for the PlayStation 3 and Ninja Gaiden for the Xbox 360. Let's talk about Tales of Graces first. If I'd have to sum up something that Tales of Graces does well, it is the story and the battle system, the gameplay. The visuals are great. They look phenomenal. I wasn't sure how well the visuals are going to look for this game. This game was originally released on the Wii, but the visuals and the graphics look great. The soundtrack is top-notch and amazing. But if I have to choose 2 things that set this game apart from a lot of the others out there, that has to do with the story and the gameplay mechanics. The story in this game starts off very basic. You play as a young boy named Asbel, and several hours in, you kind of fast forward 7 years as Asbel as a young man. And from there, the story really starts to get very interesting and a lot more complex. The battle system in this game has not let me down. A lot of people out there might think that Japanese RPGs might have kind of slow or unexciting combat or gameplay. You won't find that Tales of Graces. It's very fast-paced, very exciting, very colorful, and it's something I think most people will enjoy, even if they've never played a Japanese RPG. Unfortunately, there is no demo available for Tales of Graces, but I highly recommend that you guys check this one out if you haven't already, because it's really good. So Ninja Gaiden 3, this time you have online deathmatch. Now Ninja Gaiden 2 Sigma for the PS3, there was online in the terms of you could do co-op, but this time around there's 8-player online deathmatch, which is pretty insane, pretty crazy. I had the chance to play it, and man, I got destroyed really quick. I'll probably go back to that, but I'm not sure. It's a little crazy, a little precarious. But in terms of the single-player campaign, I felt right at home because I love the last 2 Ninja Gaiden games. If you like the last 2 Ninja Gaiden games, I definitely check this one out. I know it's been getting a lot of bad scores. I'm really looking forward to playing the rest of it. But in my opinion, I think it might be getting, harsher treatment than it deserves. But as I said earlier, I will play all the way through it and definitely let you guys know my final thoughts for Ninja Gaiden 3. So, believe it or not, I do occasionally play retro games, and I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for retro games. Growing up with the NES, the Atari, the Super Nintendo, the TurboGrafx, the Sega Genesis, on and on and on. But the game that I want to talk to you guys about is Super Ghouls Ghosts for the Super Nintendo. So this is a game, a little bit of background, in the arcades before Street Fighter II, before Final Fight. I was a huge fan of Ghosts and Goblins at the arcades. I loved that game, and I played that game every time I went to my local arcade. It was very hard, very challenging, and I also played a lot of that one for the NES. After Ghosts and Goblins, there was a release by Capcom called Ghouls Ghosts, which was at the arcades, was also available for the Genesis and perhaps other platforms as well. Well, when I picked up my Super Nintendo, one of the first games that I wanted to get was Super Ghouls Ghosts, because at the time, as a kid, as a teenager, seeing those screenshots in my Electronic Gaming Monthly, I was blown away at how good this game looked. And being a fan of Ghosts and Goblins and Ghouls and Ghosts, which I had Ghouls and Ghosts also for the Sega Genesis and loved it, I really wanted to get my hands on this game. Super Ghouls and Ghosts, very challenging, just like Ghosts and Goblins and Ghouls and Ghosts. But if you can stick with it, it's definitely worth it, because the different areas you'll get to explore are very fun to play through. You all get to collect different weapons. Also, not just the suit of armor that can protect you from one hit, but the super suit of armor, which can really enhance your weapons abilities, is very fun. It gets fun because when you get that super suit and enhance those weapons, you really, I mean, it's pretty awesome because you can kick some serious trash, and you really want to just do all you can so you don't lose that super suit, because if you get hit, you'll lose it, and it's not like you're getting it every 30 seconds. The game, like I said, is very challenging, but if you're patient and are up to a challenge, I really recommend that you check out Super Ghouls and Ghosts for the Super Nintendo, and I believe it's available on other platforms as well. I know Capcom had recently done Capcom Classics Collection that was available for, I believe, the PlayStation 2 and the Xbox, and perhaps the PSP. But yeah, check out Super Ghouls and Ghosts when you get the chance. If you have played it, let me know your thoughts on the game, and it's definitely worth checking out. So the review I'm doing today is Resident Evil Operation Raccoon City. This is a game that's actually been pre-ordering really well. A lot of people are really looking forward to this game. It's finally here. I've got a lot to cover for this review, so let's get right into it.
In Resident Evil Operation Raccoon City, the plot takes place during the events of Resident Evil 2 and 3. In this game, you'll see many familiar faces from past Resident Evil games, which I thought was really cool. In the game, you are part of the Umbrella security team Wolfpack, and it is your mission to eliminate any information or evidence that the Umbrella organization was behind this zombie outbreak. The game unfolds as you and 3 other teammates fight off the undead and members of the Special Ops. So when I learned that Slant 6 Games would assist Capcom in the development of Resident Evil Operation Raccoon City, I was a little bit nervous. And unfortunately, my fears and concerns about this game have come to life. Let me explain. Resident Evil Operation Raccoon City has problems. It's got lots of them. First off, the gameplay mechanics have several issues. As with many third-person shooters, Operation Raccoon City gives the player the ability to take cover behind objects to reload and keep out of harm. But unlike a lot of the other third-person shooters out there, there's this problem with Operation Raccoon City where you'll be sticking to a wall. It just happens automatically. You don't press a button. If you just get too close to an object or wall, you might stick to it, and it often happens when you just don't need to, and it can really bog down the gameplay experience. Also, sometimes when you have teammates that need to be revived, you'll have to move the left and right stick just in the right manner so you can do that, so that the revive pop-up will come up, so you can press that A button or X button to rescue your fallen comrade. This problem with reviving your teammate is a real issue often because you have waves of enemies coming at you, people shooting at you, and you just want to revive your teammates, but oftentimes just the ground is cluttered with weapons, ammo, and everything else, and you just can't revive your teammates, and that can be a little bit frustrating. The AI is pretty bad. Often your AI teammates will put themselves in danger or make decisions that will cause you real issues and often cause your demise. So another big issue with the gameplay is often enemies will be unresponsive to your fire. Now, I'm not saying that, there are difficult enemies in this game. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about glitching enemies that will not die or become frozen so that they block your pathway so that you can't get out of a room or can't go through a hallway. The visuals in this game, unfortunately, are not good. They're bland and repetitive. Some of the levels, though, they've got some nice design to them, but often the different rooms and areas are just way too dark, so you have no idea what is around you. When playing the game, you might need to bump up the gamma level to make sure that the game is playable. Even the soundtrack, unfortunately, is plain and unmemorable. There's some key moments during the game and a few cinematic moments that demonstrate, a few shining moments of the soundtrack. But other than that, the soundtrack and music in the game isn't that great, in my opinion. One thing that I did like about Operation Raccoon City was the fact that you could be infected. What I mean by that, at times in the game, you'll get infected and you'll have a certain amount of time to use an antivirus. And if you don't, you become a zombie and fight against your teammates. If you're just playing with, you got to make sure you're playing with friends or playing it online with the campaign for this to happen. If you're just playing with computer-controlled teammates, you'll just get the game over screen. Now, I know that Operation Raccoon City is a Resident Evil spin-off, but even as a spin-off, it is poorly executed. Often during the game, when I saw enemies or characters that were in the other Resident Evil games, I would think to myself, hey, what are you doing in this awful game? So whether you go online or play the campaign, you will have the chance to level up your character and purchase new weapons, gear, and abilities, which I really thought was a lot of fun. And besides the campaign, there are other modes to try out for Resident Evil Operation Raccoon City. You have the survival mode, where you and another team have to reach a helicopter in time to be evacuated. There's also the Heroes mode, where you get the chance to play as some of the more famous faces that are found in past Resident Evil games. Also, a 4 versus 4 competitive modes await you. Out of all these, my favorite mode that I had the chance to play was the Biohazard mode, and it's essentially a capture mode where you have to collect G-Virus samples and take them back to your home base. You're competing against another team, and whoever gets the set amount of virus samples wins. And very basic, but I did enjoy that one actually a lot. The multiplayer I did enjoy a lot more than campaign, but unfortunately, as with the campaign, there are gameplay issues that exist, and man, if these gameplay issues could be resolved, this could be just a lot more fun experience in terms of not only the campaign but the multiplayer, because there are some real promising modes, and looks like there's going to be more modes released in the near future in the form of DLC.
So guys, my final verdict for Resident Evil Operation Raccoon City, I give it a 5 out of 10. To be honest guys, Resident Evil Operation Raccoon City is probably one of the worst campaigns that I've ever played. And if this game only had the campaign to play through, I'd probably give it a 3 out of 10. It's really just terrible. The basic gameplay mechanics are broken. The soundtrack isn't that great. The visuals, the visuals aren't supposed to be the most important thing in a game, but they're bad. In certain areas, things are just way too dark. The detail in a lot of the areas just aren't done very well. Now, you were wondering, why did you give it a 5 out of 10? I gave it a 5 out of 10 because I did have some fun with the multiplayer, the Biohazard mode and the Heroes mode, the different 4 and 4 modes that you can play. But like I said earlier, the basic gameplay fundamentals and mechanics are clumsy and at times broken and hard to play through, and that really sucks the fun out of this game. That's what it ultimately comes down to. This game, guys, it just isn't that fun overall. You will have fun moments, but as a whole, I think of games like Uncharted 3 and Gears of War 3, games that nailed the third-person shooter cover mechanic. And then I play Resident Evil Operation Raccoon City. I'm just really disappointed. Some of you guys might like it more than a 5 out of 10, but I'm just giving you guys my honest score. Let me know your thoughts on the game if you had the chance to play it, and maybe what modes you enjoyed playing it online. And there's my review for Resident Evil Operation Raccoon City. Well, guys, that completes my first episode of the Lots of Games show. I hope you enjoyed it. Stay tuned for episode 2, which will be coming next Friday. I'm really excited to bring you guys more content. And as this being the first episode, let me know your thoughts on what you liked, what you did not like about it, any suggestions you guys have, any additions you think I should add to the Lots of Games show. Definitely let me know. And thank you so much for watching, guys. And I'll talk to you later.